A follower of this page has asked me this question, to which another person has humorously replied with this. But who is Mr. Tate of Tate Lane? Is it actually Andrew Tate? No, the answer is no. While researching for this video, I got to know that there is one John Tate who was a British civil engineer working in the PWD department. He was a member of the Civil and Military Station Municipality in the late 1800s and the early 1890s. What was his job? While the state level teams bought the water from the Hesaragatta reservoir down to the city borders, it was John Tate's team who was responsible to dig the trenches, lay down the pipes, and build the required infrastructure to circulate clean water in the inner streets of the cantonment area. For example, the Richmond town. However, from the court orders from the Karnataka State Archives reveals one very interesting fact, that the name Tate was actually more like a surname or a middle name of multiple British people staying at that time. Therefore, we cannot pinpoint that Tate Lane was actually named after John Tate or a specific person whose name was Tate. It was basically the most dominant family staying in that particular street of the cantonment area. For example, if we look at this archival record, it says that the District Judge's Court of the Civil and Military Station, dated November 1st, 1892, details a property administration case involving multiple minor children in the Richmond town. The names of the people who are mentioned in this particular legal notice, let's take a look at them. Frank St. John Tate Lovery, Alexandrina Victoria Tate, Percival Henry Tate Lovery, and Patrick Thomas Tate Lovery. This archival evidence demonstrates that Tate was a highly prominent recurring surname and a middle name shared by elite families, property owners, and British administrators living in that particular area. Now we need to understand one concept, that during the 19th century, specifically in the British colonies or the British established cities, it was a trend of naming the streets or the inner roads after the most dominant family staying in that particular area. Therefore, this particular street was named after the Tate family who owned the biggest estate or the biggest bungalow, you can say, on that particular street. From there, it got its name, the Tate Lane. I hope it's clear now, and it's definitely not John Tate. For more such content, follow us on Instagram and subscribe to Storyspan on YouTube.